When you think about what makes Wuchang Fallen Feathers stand out in the crowded world of Souls-like RPGs, one feature immediately rises above the rest: the morality system. Unlike most action RPGs where the focus is entirely on combat and loot, Wuchang challenges you with something deeper: the weight of your choices. Every interaction, every ally you help or betray, and every decision you make doesn't just shape the immediate gameplay, it changes how the story unfolds around you. This means that no two playthroughs will ever feel the same. The morality system in Wuchang is not simply an extra detail layered on top of the main game. It's woven into the DNA of the entire experience. Your actions ripple outward, affecting NPC relationships, quest outcomes, and even how certain endings play out. For players who are used to linear, combat-focused games, this element of moral choice can feel both refreshing and intimidating. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how morality works in Wuchang, Fallen Feathers, why it's such an innovative mechanic, and how it elevates the overall gameplay experience. We'll look at the origins of this system within the game's design, the ways it directly impacts combat and builds, the psychological weight of your choices, and where this mechanic could evolve in the future. By the end, you'll understand why morality in Wuchang is not just a feature, it's one of its defining strengths. In Wuchang, morality is not presented as a simple slider between good and evil. Instead, it is expressed through the consequences of your decisions across quests, dialogue, and even exploration. Early in the game, you'll encounter NPCs who seem unimportant at first glance. But whether you choose to help them, ignore them, or exploit them can drastically change how your journey develops later on. These choices might determine whether you gain access to a powerful ally, unlock rare gear, or miss entire quest lines. Unlike older RPGs that spelled out your alignment, Wuchang keeps things subtle. There's no giant flashing notification that says good choice or evil choice. Instead, morality is felt through organic consequences. Maybe you betrayed a character to get an immediate reward, but hours later, that betrayal comes back to haunt you when their faction turns against you. Or maybe your act of kindness secures a vital advantage when you least expect it. This design makes morality feel alive rather than mechanical. Players aren't forced to roleplay as either a saint or a villain. They can instead weave a more natural path, making decisions based on instinct rather than trying to max out a morality meter. This gives Wuchang's story a sense of realism that makes every decision feel meaningful. What sets Wuchang apart is how these moral choices tie back to its themes of corruption, human nature, and survival in a chaotic world. The morality system doesn't just exist to give you multiple endings. It exists to reinforce the central message of the game, that your identity is shaped by the actions you choose when tested. One of the most impressive aspects of Wuchang's morality system is how it interacts with your build. Many RPGs treat morality as purely narrative, but Wuchang ensures your decisions bleed directly into combat and character growth. For example, siding with certain factions or helping specific NPCs might grant you access to weapons, cultivation upgrades, or abilities that are unavailable on the opposite path. This means your morality choices don't just change the story, they also influence how you fight. Let's say you're playing as a swift assassin build. If you take a morally darker path, you may unlock access to poisoned daggers or shadow abilities tied to betrayal and deception. On the other hand, a more righteous approach could reward you with buffs that emphasize speed, agility, and precision, reflecting your honorable style. The same applies to heavier builds like the heavy warrior or hybrid approaches, with morality shaping how their power manifests in the world. This intertwining of morality and builds makes replayability incredibly strong. A player who leans toward ruthless choices will end up with a completely different combat style than someone who values mercy and compassion. Even if you use the same weapon class across 2 playthroughs, your moral path ensures that the playstyle never feels identical. The result is that morality adds an extra layer of depth to build making. You're not just selecting stats or weapons, you're defining your character's personality, and the game rewards or punishes you accordingly. It makes Wuchang feel less like a standard Souls-like and more like a true role-playing experience, where your combat identity is inseparable from your moral choices. What really makes morality in Wuchang impactful is the emotional response it triggers in players. Unlike games where choices are obvious or exaggerated, Wuchang thrives in the gray areas. You'll often be faced with dilemmas that have no clear right or wrong answer. Saving one NPC might doom another. Choosing to take a resource for yourself might mean leaving a village defenseless. These moments force you to stop and think, not just about the reward but about the consequences of your actions. Players often find themselves reflecting on these decisions long after making them. For example, you may choose to betray a character for short-term gain, only to later regret it when you realize that character could have been a powerful ally. Conversely, sparing someone who seemed like an enemy might later reveal hidden depths to the story. The emotional tension this creates is where Wuchang shines. It makes the world feel reactive, and your journey feels uniquely yours. This psychological weight also builds immersion. When you see characters treat you differently because of your past actions, you start to believe in the world on a deeper level. You're not just a player going through scripted motions, you're a living part of the narrative, shaping it with every decision. The morality system reinforces this by ensuring that consequences feel natural and consistent, rather than arbitrary. And perhaps most importantly, it makes you question your own instincts. Are you playing as yourself, making choices you'd make in real life? Or are you role-playing a version of Wuchang who takes the darker, more selfish route? Either way, the morality system ensures that you're always engaged, always reflecting, and always wondering how your actions define your journey. Looking forward, the morality system in Wuchang sets a foundation that could grow into something even more ambitious. Right now, it already influences storylines, relationships, and builds. But imagine how it could evolve in expansions, updates, or even sequels. We could see morality impact larger world events, like whether a city thrives or collapses depending on your actions. We might even see morality linked to dynamic world states, with NPC behavior changing organically in response to your reputation. The subtlety of Wuchang's morality already pushes it ahead of many RPGs that use more rigid systems, but the potential for expansion is huge. With the rise of AI-driven narratives, it's not hard to imagine future iterations where NPCs adapt to your moral tendencies in ways that feel unscripted. Instead of a fixed set of outcomes, you might have an infinite variety of story branches based on your reputation, alliances, and betrayals. Another exciting possibility is how morality could interact with multiplayer features if Wuchang ever introduces them. Imagine a co-op system where two players with opposing moral paths influence each other's world states, creating tension and forcing compromises. This would make morality not just a personal mechanic, but a shared one, adding a whole new dimension to gameplay. Ultimately, the morality system is more than just a feature. It's a statement about what Wuchang represents as a game. It's not only about defeating bosses or mastering weapons, it's about questioning who you are within this brutal, chaotic world. That's what gives Wuchang its edge, and that's why morality will continue to be one of the most exciting aspects of the game moving forward. At its core, the morality system in Wuchang. Fallen Feathers changes gameplay because it changes you. Every decision you make isn't just about numbers or stats. It's about shaping the story, influencing combat, and reflecting your personal playstyle. The system ensures that no two playthroughs feel the same, while also delivering emotional weight that makes your choices linger long after you've put down the controller. By blending morality with mechanics, Wuchang creates an experience that feels alive, immersive, and uniquely personal. Whether you play as a merciful protector, a ruthless survivor, or something in between, the game makes sure your actions matter, And that's what makes morality in Wuchang one of the most powerful innovations in modern RPG design.